Who will replace a local congressional candidate who died last week?
Plus, Sarasota City Commissioners are meeting now, discussing issues like the Bay and Selby Gardens.
It would be really nice for the community to be able to stress about one less thing.
And a series of new laws taking effect today, including one meant to help hearing impaired drivers. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 6.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. Just moments ago, a judge has made his decision after an hours-long hearing to discuss the replacement for April Freeman.
The vote for a replacement candidate for the 17th Congressional District is now officially down to 4 candidates. ABC7's Taylor Torregano is live at the Democratic headquarters in Sarasota now with details on the information just in. Taylor?
Go ahead, Taylor.
Good evening, Jacqueline, Scott. This literally just happened minutes ago. That U.S. District Court judge finally made his decision after hours of deliberating that the vote is now down to 4, and the former candidates for the other seats will not be eligible. Now, the vote for April Freeman's replacement is now down to 4. R. David Walker and Pam Keith will not be eligible to run for her seat. This hearing was scheduled after Pam Keith, a former candidate for the 18th congressional seat, sued to overturn a Florida law that prohibits her from running for this seat too. Keith is not eligible because current law prevents any candidate from running for more than one public office if the terms of the positions would overlap. Today, Keith and at least one other candidate who also ran for another seat pled their case to the judge on why this law should not apply. But at the end, the judge denied not to change or bend the rules for them. Now what's next is when the chairs of all of the districts will come to a vote. I'm told they will set a date tonight, but it has to be by Tuesday evening. I'm live at the Democratic headquarters. Taylor Torregano, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Taylor, thank you.
Well, you can tell Taylor's hair blown in that strong wind out of the east. Let's get more on our warm weather today with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
And good afternoon, everyone. We are looking at that east wind now, east to northeast at 10 miles an hour. That really has warmed us up over the weekend, too. We had high temperatures near record here. 97, it got up into Tampa. Our feels-like temperatures have been well above that. But now it's come down just a little bit. 93 feels a little better out there with that east to northeast wind. The pressure 30.03 inches, and the dew point is at 72 now. And we have a little disturbance to the northeast of us, a little bit more activity there, you see. This is drifting off to the southwest. It'll be in place tomorrow, so a better chance to see a little bit more widespread action in the afternoon and evening tomorrow. But that rain chance isn't all that high tomorrow at 40%. For this evening, you can see 1 or 2 spotty showers popping up every now and again, moving through the area, and that's east to west. There's no real sea breeze, so there's no convergence zone that is set up to intensify these storms as they approach that sea breeze. But a pretty good downpour near Minnesota Beach and Venice, a little lone shower there. Northport, you've had a little brief shower by you in some areas of Northport. Another one developing southeast of Arcadia. So all in all, pretty quiet this afternoon and evening. You see some showers right there just to the east of US 41 near Venice. And we've had a few brief showers near Parrish and to the west thereof, but nothing going on right now. Things are pretty quiet out there. But as I mentioned, this little trough of low pressure will get closer to us tomorrow and bring us a little bit better chance for those afternoon showers. But the heat goes on again tomorrow. More on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. And first alert traffic tonight. Construction is underway at an intersection in eastern Manatee County where 2 Lakewood Ranch High School students were killed last month. The issue is on State Road 64 East at Pope Road. For now, FDOT is temporarily closing the left turn lane from westbound State Road 64 onto Pope Road. Earlier this year, they placed a directional median in the middle of that intersection to help reduce the number of crashes. FDOT is also beginning the process to move forward with the proposed permanent closure of the left turn onto Pope Road until construction begins for a roundabout there.
If it could save a life, I mean, as a father, you know, having my son driving every morning and every night, I personally like it because I know that he's safe every day. Every time we had an accident here, I stressed to my son that, hey, slow down. Please be careful because it's a lot of accidents. I mean, I don't know how many times I've seen cars flipped over and fire and tragedy, so I'm actually happy that they're doing something better instead of nothing.
Well, this is what the roundabout will look like once it is complete. FDOT says after months of evaluations and surveys of that intersection, a roundabout would be much more effective. There is no word on when construction will begin there.
A new Florida law that goes into effect today will limit communication problems between drivers who are hearing impaired and law enforcement. Drivers can designate if they are deaf or hard of hearing on their vehicle registration, so law enforcement is aware before they get out of their vehicle. And drivers can also ask for an emblem designating they are hearing impaired on their license if they're driving a different vehicle. This is all meant to make a routine traffic stop easier and less stressful for both parties.
Deaf people are misunderstood, and we think we're ignoring people and we're just being rude, but really we just can't hear everything.
A Tallahassee police officer came up with the law to prevent miscommunication that could lead to confrontations.
A series of other new laws will take effect today in Florida, including a measure that will add benefits for first responders who suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. The change will expand workers' compensation insurance benefits for firefighters, police officers, paramedics, and EMTs who suffer from PTSD. Under this new law, first responders who have witnessed the death of a minor or witnessed a death with grievous bodily harm can file workers' compensation claims for lost wages. Chief Financial Officer Jimmy Petronis, who doubles as the state fire marshal, supports this new law.
The images that they see can never be erased. They're very troubling, they're very deep, they're heavy, and it leads to a really remarkable rate of suicide amongst that service.
Other laws taking effect range from allowing credit cards to be used for background checks when firearms are purchased, to tougher punishment for people who steal bee colonies or trespass at airports. These and 17 other new laws taking effect today were passed during the legislative session that ended back in March.
Also going into effect today, Florida auto dealers are required to follow a new law that will allow car buyers to help fund the controversial Hope Scholarship Program. Under the law, car buyers can voluntarily shift up to $105 from sales taxes they would normally pay on vehicle transactions to the Hope Scholarship Program. That program gives parents of eligible students the opportunity to find a safer learning environment among private schools, at another public school within the district, or to receive funding to bus the student to a school in another district. We have new information on what happened to a woman whose body was found by a UPS driver in Bradenton. Manatee County Sheriff's investigators say there were no signs of trauma, and the woman likely died of a drug overdose. The body of 47-year-old Catherine Giles was found near 70th Street Court East and 13th Avenue East in Bradenton Friday. Deputies say they found drug paraphernalia at the scene.
A former star football player at Venice High School has been arrested for a second time for allegedly selling cocaine. Sarasota Sheriff's deputies say on September 21st, Jeremy Trebles Jr. sold 3 pieces of rock cocaine to an undercover detective for $50 cash. At the time, the 18-year-old was not arrested because deputies were conducting a larger investigation. 6 days later, Trebles was taken into custody and charged with sale of cocaine, violation of probation, and driving while on a suspended license. Trebles was first arrested on charges of selling cocaine back in January.
New at 6, a Northport football player is recovering after suffering a serious injury during last Friday's game against Lakewood Ranch. According to the official Lakewood Ranch football Twitter feed, the player fractured 2 vertebrae. He didn't need any surgery and has since been discharged from the hospital, which is great news. And tonight at 11, we'll talk to school officials about the condition of the student and the safety measures they take during football games. Still to come in your Suncoast News, we're going to take you live to the Sarasota City Commission meeting where we have an update on plans for the Bay project.
Plus, the governor of Puerto Rico announces who he's endorsing for Florida senator, why he says it was a difficult choice. I'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7. where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hut hut! It's the Gettle Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Gettle dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Gettle location near you or visit Gettle.com.
Gettle's got it.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
The Players Center presents the wild Broadway season opener, Annie, Get Your Gun. There's no business like show business. This slice of magical American musical theater will thrill you with the classic tunes of Irving Berlin. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Annie, Get Your Gun, September 18th through October 7th. Let's go on with the show.
My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Selby Botanical Gardens in Sarasota is looking to its future while celebrating its past. The Gardens is planning a $67 million construction project that will include a 5-story parking garage with a restaurant on top. But administrators are also protecting the garden's history as well. Commissioners granting a local historic designation to the home where William and Marie Selby lived. That designation protects the site, so changes in the future to the structure would need to be reviewed by a historic preservation board.
The Selby House is really a focal point of Selby Gardens history, and I think it's an important tenet of Selby Gardens' undertaking to preserve its history and also protect its future.
The Selbys came to Sarasota from West Virginia back in 1921. The house went up in 1922, just a few years before the Great Depression, and it's now used as a cafe and a meeting place there at the Gardens. It's beautiful. Yeah. What a site they picked on.
I was actually just thinking as we were watching that, coming up soon we'll have the garden, the lights for Christmas time there.
Not too long away. Yeah, we got to get through Halloween and Thanksgiving first, but it was hot out there this weekend. Temperatures warming into the mid-90s to upper 90s in some cases. It doesn't feel like October 1st, but this is a nice shot from Holmes Beach with the east wind. It was beneficial for red tide sufferers, at least over the weekend. I noticed on social media a lot of people out of the beaches and not complaining too much, but we've had a few brief showers. You saw those in the time lapse on the Holmes Beach webcam there, and a lot of folks out in the water actually. A little trough of low pressure to the north and east of us, enhancing the storms over northeast Florida today. That is going to be drifting to the south and west, and we're going to see a little bit more action here tomorrow afternoon and evening. Not a lot, but there'll be a little bit more than we're seeing right now. You can see that heavier rainfall with some lightning near Jacksonville and Daytona Beach. For us, we've had a few brief showers moving from the east east to the west, basically at 10 to 15 miles an hour, never allowing for the sea breeze to really generate. So the showers aren't going to intensify because of the lack of convergence with that sea breeze. And it could be the same tomorrow, but there'll be a little bit more activity around tomorrow. You can see some rain now moving through Pinellas County. We've had a few brief showers west of Parrish, moving to the west. And out in the Atlantic, we still have tropical season. We still have 2 months to go before the official end. And we're watching Leslie, which has been spinning out there for the last week and a half. And it's getting better organized. You can see a little bit more outflow as it moves to the south. There's a chance it could become a hurricane. Up to 80-mile-an-hour winds expected by Wednesday. The outflow looking pretty good on the north and west edge, and we're starting to get some banding features. Look at this storm track. It's been all over the place, up and down, all around, and now heading to the south. As it goes to the south, it will go back then north after Wednesday, and then head out into the open waters of the Atlantic, where it's going to stay. Eventually, it will be picked up by a cold front and carried off to the northeast. We still have another little mini peak that we look forward to seeing. We don't look forward to it, but it's going to be around into mid to late October. And indications are long-range models are suggesting something popping up either near Cuba or near the Bahamas or into the Western Caribbean. Looks like we'll have to keep an eye on that by around October 10th or 11th. It's a long way off, so we'll just kind of keep an eye on it for you. 87 degrees right now in Sarasota. And it's 88 in Northport, 90 in Punta Gorda, 95, that's what it feels like in Bradenton right now, 96 in Northport, 95 in Venice. It was as high as 100 degrees, that's what the feels like temperature was at 2 o'clock at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport. 87 right now, we have an east to northeast wind at 10, and the pressure is still pretty high at 30.03. We were 3 degrees shy of setting a record today. 91 degrees, the record 94 degrees set back in 2005. Forecast tomorrow looks like this. We'll start off with some sunshine. A few clouds and a few showers developing, say, after 3, 4 o'clock, and then maybe a little bit more action, say, around 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. There's no real cold fronts on the way. This actual jet stream well to the north now. We need this to take a drop or a trough in the jet stream to really cool us out, but that's not going to happen in the long-range models until maybe the 11th or 12th of October. Well, temperatures for highs tomorrow will be fall-like, and the Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, all the way to Boston. Highs only in the low 60s there. Dallas, a high of 86. For boaters tomorrow, winds will be out of the northeast most of the day. Not much of a west coast sea breeze developing. A light chop on the bays and inland waters. The extended forecast then shapes up like this. Showers and storms scattered about tomorrow. It will be another hot one. High temperatures, low 90s. Heat index close to 100. And then we have a 50% chance on Thursday. We dry out a little bit on Wednesday as that trough moves on. Friday looks good. Football Friday night, and then by Sunday afternoon, showers returning. Notice the low temperatures down into the low 70s. That's more average for this time of year. Let's hope we get there. We'll take that, considering what we've had over the past few days. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Sarasota's City Commission discussing a massive play for a portion of the city's bayfront.
The Bay project will take years to complete. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo is live from City Hall this evening with more. Dwayne?
Well, Scott, Jacqueline, the commission decided that phase 1 of the conceptual master plan, as approved last month, will move forward. The Sarasota Bayfront Planning Organization did make it clear that it expects to be able to raise most of the money to pay for this project through private donors. Sarasota Mayor Liz Alpert did make it clear that this meeting was to give the organization the green light to raise roughly $150 million, a project estimated to take 15 to 20 years to complete. But Alpert did have concerns about whether or not the vacant Gee Whiz building, it's a building that some considered to be historical, but the Bayfront Planning Organization thinks otherwise.
She wanted to make sure that the process was followed regarding the demolition of the Gee Whiz. After a 2-year process, the SBPO, my organization, together with Sasaki, the design firm, put together a master plan that did not include the Gee Whiz.
Now, at this point, the organization's primary goal is fundraising for this project. Reporting live in Sarasota, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
Dwayne, thank you. The governor of Puerto Rico is endorsing incumbent Senator Bill Nelson over his Republican opponent, Rick Scott. In what he calls a tough decision, he says he's ultimately choosing Nelson because of the senator's longstanding support for Puerto Rico. Governor Ricardo Rossello made the announcement today in Orlando and was met with about 20 protesters from Puerto Rico. Tens of thousands of Puerto Ricans have moved to Florida in the year since Hurricane Maria devastated the island.
Police are looking for the man in this surveillance video. Holmes Beach police say he stole 5 of Judy Titsworth campaign signs last week. In that video, you can see the suspect picking up the signs, then driving off, all which happened on Thursday at about midnight. Judy Titsworth is running for mayor of Holmes Beach against Joshua Linney.
Florida Fish and Wildlife investigating a shark found off Holmes Beach today. Viewers sent us these videos of the shark as it struggled in shallow waters. The shark died a short time later. The officer that removed the shark from the beach thinks it's a blacktip shark, but the cause of death is not known yet. We contacted Mote Marine Lab, but they do not usually rescue sharks from the beach.
Protesters are gathering at a local hospital right now. Several social media posts confirm that people plan to protest in front of the proposed new site of Venice Regional Hospital, which will now share its entrance with the Blue Heron Pond community. Those protesting think it'll cause too much road congestion in that area, especially in the morning and afternoon during school pickup and drop-off hours. The County Planning Commission voted to approve the rezoning of Venice Regional back in August.
Health South Rehabilitation Hospital in Sarasota getting a new name. It'll now be known as Encompass Health Rehabilitation Hospital from now on. Our crews were there at the ribbon cutting today. Hospital staff say they will continue to offer the same treatments for its patients.
Well, stay with us. When we come back, we'll show you how Sarasota police officers are showing their support for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
This week, after the emotional testimonies, President Trump now ordering an FBI investigation into his own nominee and the allegations of sexual assault. With stakes this high, World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do.
Call us at 1-800-485-6000. That's 1-800-485-6000.
Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
Our nation's servicemen and women show great courage and leadership both on and off the battlefield. When they transition to civilian life, they can apply the skills and values they learned in the military to the workplace. That's why the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is urging employers everywhere to be smart, bet on a vet. Hiring a veteran is also a great way to show your appreciation for them. To learn more, call 1-888-44-SALUTE.
Know your land, know your prey.
Saturdays at 5:30 and Sundays at 2 on the ABC7 live stream.
Well, October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the Sarasota Police Department is showing their support by showing pink on their badges. According to the Sarasota Police Department, Chief DePino has authorized officers to wear a pink badge, ribbon, or pin voluntarily during the month of October. Always great to see that.
Can't miss that one on the right.
I know.
Huh? It's sharp.
There's a big country thing going on, this country music with Team Pookie coming up this Sunday, and that should be a lot of fun. You can find out more about that. There's a golf tournament as well at Heritage Harbor, I think on the 19th on a Friday, which is Play for Pink, and all sorts of good things happening. Hopefully the weather cooperates. It gets a little cooler out there too for those outdoor events. Looks like that won't happen until mid-October.
On schedule. World News Tonight with David Muir is next.
We'll see you again at 7 and 11.